Hey guys, I'm Mikeyy, and you're watching LVNCHBAR. Mikeyy is someone that is trying to figure out being human and showing you that process and hoping that you relate to struggling or sometimes loving being a human. But ultimately, I think Mikey's just a dude. I think my sound is an amalgamation of all my influences, and if you really listen, you can hear them. Like, you can hear electronic influences from like Skrillex, you can hear R&B from like The Weeknd, you can hear pop, which is from like John Bellion. Like, I heard someone called Who Shot Scott say this, just doing what like your gut feels. I think that's how I integrate all these genres, is I just go by my gut. Sometimes my gut just tells me, here's like an R&B song, it needs a house drop, and I just do it. And like, I just go with my intuition and try my best to, like, after going with my intuition, clean it up, make it work. But in the creative process, it's just doing what I feel, to be honest. And that sounds corny, but just do what you feel. I always was a producer. I've been making beats. I used to go into the Apple store when I was like 7 and go on the display iPads and display laptops and go in GarageBand. So producing has just been natural to me. Engineering, I fell in love with because I would record music and I would be like, why does this not sound, like, why is my voice not as clear as Drake? What is wrong with that? Started to research how I could make my voice as clear and as high quality as Drake. And that's when I found out about mixing and audio quality. And after like struggling through that for a couple of years, I just literally fell in love with like the actual geeky, techie side of music. So it's almost like a side quest, which has now become like a bit of a main quest. That's how it started, to be honest. I was just like, damn, my song doesn't sound as good quality as Drake, and can't be having that, bro, can't be having that. Balancing creativity and work and life is hard. Like, I'm still figuring it out. Ultimately, separating Mikeyy with 2 eyes versus Mikeyy Malik has been a big one. Being able to just switch off from music at points, because like some days I'm not Mikeyy with 2 eyes, some days I'm just Mikeyy and I'm hanging out playing FIFA with my friends. And there was a long time when I started where I didn't do that. All I thought about was music. And I still think about music a lot, but I just now try to have these moments where I don't. I have always been a big fan of music technology. Like, I think the best way to keep up with new shit is to just be open to it and like actually enjoy what it comes across. Like, recently, Dolby Atmos mixing has kind of come into my sphere. And it's funny talking to like certain producers that are just like, dude, what is this? Like, it's just for movies. Like, I don't know, they kind of have like an instant like, oh, this is new and scary. Like, no. Whereas recently, and shout out to my friend Dan Goodwood in Wellington, because he really inspired me. He's been getting into this. Just realizing that all these new technology things, even AI, are just ways to make dope shit. And if you open yourself up to learning and understanding about these new technologies to make dope shit, you can make dope shit. I think New Zealand has so much greatness, and we should be so proud of how much greatness we've put out into the world with such a small population. In sport, we have world champions like Israel Adesanya. In music, we have people like Joe Little, who are at the top of the world. This guy has so many Grammys. Like, every facet of everything we poke through. And I think the reason that we like poke outwards is because like here, it's always just like very like, oh, puppy, whatever. But then people like do crazy things overseas and it's like, oh my God, we love them. And it's almost like a little like I feel like I bond with New Zealand creatives because we all experience the same, like, we all get hated on, and then we all, when we do something that people around us see as cool, we see them start to switch. New Zealand has a lot of greatness. I think music and creativity has not helped define me as a person, but more just helped me come to terms with who I am. And I think as I grow more as a writer, I'm just more open and confident about telling you who I am. Because when I first started making music, I was talking about who I wanted to be. And then there was a phase where I started to open up and talk about mental health. And that's when I really started making music a lot, is when I realized that like there's so much stuff that I'm struggling with that I don't talk about that I can finally let out. And that just helped me be more comfortable being me, if that makes sense. There's an outlet in the world that I get to fully be myself, and no one has a say, and I don't have to control who I am. Maybe in some elements I do, but when I'm writing, like when I'm writing that verse and I'm fucked up over some shit, like that's me. No one's in my ear. Like it's just me telling you what I want to say, and that helped me be more confident in being myself. Hey guys, I'm Mikeyy, and this is LVNCHBAR.